I want to get straight over to CNN's Caitlin Polans, who's pulling together the details from us. And this has to do with President Trump's moves to freeze foreign aid. Caitlin, what's happened?
Yeah, Kate, what had happened in the Trump administration is they turned off money going to nonprofits and contractors on foreign aid, people that were working with the organization USAID, the agency that the Trump administration was trying to shut down. And what the Supreme Court, what Trump wanted to do is he wanted a green light from the Supreme Court to keep that money shut off. It's being litigated at the trial level courts far below the Supreme Court. And what the Supreme Court just said is, we're not going to do that. We need the lower court to figure this out. There was a judge there who had set a deadline for the administration to pay up $2 billion by midnight of a day last week, was giving them less than 24 hours to do it. And the administration said, we can't just turn money back on like that. That's why we need the Supreme Court's help. For Donald Trump, those people are all of the conservative justices. And what they are saying is, we can't believe that this Supreme Court is going to override what the executive wants to do here and just give this lower court trial judge, Judge Ali in Washington, D.C. on the district court, the power to figure this out right now. So a big struggle between the court system and Trump as president ongoing that we're going to keep seeing happen in the courts.
I was going to say, my take is like, this is not the last time this conflict and struggle is going to be playing out and making its way back to the Supreme Court. This is the beginning of a very long road here, but an important decision coming from the justices nonetheless. Caitlin, thank you so much for jumping on so quick for us.
Here with us to break all of this down. It's very, very significant. CNN's chief legal affairs correspondent, Paula Reed. This was a incredibly fast decision by the U.S. Supreme Court.
It was, and it's rare. Specifically, the Trump administration was asking the court to keep foreign aid frozen, but the court declined to do that. They actually sent that whole issue back down to the lower court to decide if those funds need to be released. Now, this is the second time that the Supreme Court has declined to intervene on Trump's behalf. But I want to note the larger questions about what Trump can and cannot do with DOJ, with this kind of foreign aid. Those questions have not been answered. The Supreme Court has not weighed in on what we call the merits or the larger constitutional questions. That's going to take some time. But again, twice they've asked the Supreme Court to help them out, and twice they have declined.
And basically, correct me if I'm wrong, the House of Representatives and the Senate both passed authorizing legislation for these billions of dollars in foreign aid. Then they passed separate appropriations bills, and then the president signed both bills into law. The Supreme Court saying, if you want to change that, there's got to be additional legislation.